In the early 2000s, some of the most amazing UFO footage was filmed. It was filmed by an Italian man by the name of Antonio Urzi. With this, Antonio was able to capture this footage from a small window in his house. And one of the more amazing things about some of the footage that he caught was that some of this UFO video footage was photographed 40 years before he even filmed it. In today's video, we're actually going to analyze this and look closely at some of the footage he captured. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So what you're seeing here is some video footage taken by one person. So over the span of about 7 or 8 years, from about 2007 to about 2008, 9, maybe close to 10, there was one person that took all this footage, and his name was Antonio. He was an Italian guy who didn't have any interest in it. He said as he was a kid, he saw UFOs a lot, and around 2003, he was able to film them from a window, and that's what you're seeing here of a place he lived in. That's why a lot of the video footage and stuff is kind of shaky, because you can see the top of the window pane there. He was taking this kind of standing up and taking these videos of these UFOs and these craft. A lot of people have tried to state that at first he was falsifying it, but he was able to show video footage from 2008, which you're seeing there, and then the one on the right is going to be from 2007, and it's the same craft. Why they were constantly visiting him and how he was getting this, I have no idea, but people have tried to go in, and at that time they were analyzing the footage, trying to see if he had falsified anything or whatever it could be with that, and they couldn't determine anything. They couldn't determine that he was falsifying any of this, and it seemed to be legit from all the information and stuff that they took in and the feedback from this. So we know that this footage is pretty much legit in what he filmed out here. But what's amazing is some of the detail that he got, that you guys can see here with this craft. See kind of the sun kind of reflecting off of it there in the corner. It reminds me of Paul Villa. If you guys are not familiar, Paul Villa was a contactee, and he was able to get several clear photos of UFOs, is what you're seeing right there. And these were taken in 1963. Now, the photos from Paul and looking at this video footage, they do look pretty similar. I mean, there are some differences in the craft, of course, but they do look similar. And we do know sometimes these craft can morph and take different shapes and stuff. But there are several things too about some of this video footage I did want to point out. You know, looking at this up close, if you guys can see that there is like a little white dot right above the craft. Now, I'm not sure what that is, but you'll also see this when the craft kind of tilts on its side, which I'll show you in just a minute. You'll see like 1 or 2 white dots there. Now, this could be from the camera angle or the sun reflecting off the craft or something there, but you will see it as it does follow the craft, as you guys see it there. So there's a little white dot there, and there's one up top. Now, someone said there was a string tether in this, but I highly doubt that that was the case with this one. But regardless, I think this footage is some of the best, because we do get more clear photos and videos of this, and we get the reflection of the sun. If we look at this up close, now it is a little bit blurry and distorted when I kind of try to blow it up, but look at that. So there's no doubt that he did see something and he did film this. I've never seen the underside of a craft this clear, except for in his video footage and then some of the stuff that Paul had. I mean, we got some from the early like 50s and 60s, but they weren't this clear and they weren't in color, which makes this, you know, to me a little bit more authentic than some of the other ones. Now, we did get some stuff earlier this year where a lady took this photo in an airplane, and of course it's saucer shaped just like this one, which makes this even more legit in my opinion of some of the video footage he took. And then he has some of this earlier footage too that was taken in June of 2004. And this craft looks to be a little bit different than the one he filmed before, but it is still saucer in shape. And then we have some more video footage here, what you're seeing here. I'm going to kind of try to zoom in on this. And this is what I'm talking about, where it's kind of shaky. I did try to stabilize it, but it didn't do the best with it. But look at this detail on this. So there's no denying that he saw something and he actually filmed this. He had reported that he had been seeing him since he was a kid, and in 2003 he had decided to take more videos and photos of this. But look at the underside of that. That looks pretty interesting, the way that's constructed underneath the craft. I thought that that was something a little bit different than the one we saw before. You guys see there, it looks like the one before is kind of got an open cavity where this one doesn't. Now, this could have shape shifted. We know that sometimes these craft do take different shapes, just depend on their flight and where they're flying and how fast they're flying. But this is definitely different, in my opinion, than the one he took earlier. So the one on the left seems like it's got kind of a cavity or cave in, and this one right here doesn't. Then if you zoom in on this, this could be several different things. That part could actually, the middle part could go inside the craft, but we don't know. I mean, we just don't know how these things function. We can speculate on it, but we just don't know. And then here's some more of this flight footage. Now, we do know over time people have seen particular UFOs. They've drawn sketches and stuff of them, and I'll do some videos on some of this stuff a little bit later on. And then we have some of the other footage that was taken around 2015-16 of the Hawaii UFO. We know these things have different types of shapes and stuff. And then we can't forget about Billy Meier as well. I do believe Billy Meier did see something, but I don't believe in all the stuff he saw. And then we have a lot of the older photos too, which this craft that he took, Antonio took, does resemble. I mean, they're all saucer in shape. Here's some of the ones from the 1940s and 50s. And then we do have particular inventors that went out and invented things. So some people were saying maybe it was something that we created and we just perfected over time. So it would be something like an ARV, alien reproduction vehicle. But regardless, I think that this footage right here is pretty amazing. I wanted to get your opinion on it because he's got a lot of photos and a lot of videos out there. I just was able to track down what you guys are seeing here. But I'll do an update video at some point in time of more of his footage. So put your comments down what you guys think about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this with your friends. Let me know your thoughts on this, and stay tuned for the next video. I appreciate you guys watching.